This topic is anti-biases approach. Our group is Rosalina, Andrea, and me, Jesus. And we're we think this topic is important for children to learn their identity and the others, so they become more aware of differences around them and be aware of the not anybody can harm them or them harm anyone with comments or um, that the other people can make about race, culture, or color, so they be more aware.
Yeah.
This is a table of content uh, with five points. Number one is what it is anti-biases approach. Number two, how does this topic impact children in the early childhood setting? Number three, growing together, how teachers and family build stronger learning connections, how teachers promote family learning and growth in a way that one reflects a deep understanding of family's cultural practice, two, build on family strength. Number four is strategies for teachers to implement in the classroom in support of children and families. Five, strategies for families to use at home to support their children. What is anti-biases approach? Anti-biases approach in early childhood education teach children to be kind, fair, and respectful of, of differences. It helps them feel good about who they are, understand, and accept others. Notice when something is unfair and learn how to stand up for what's right. What is this approach important? Number one, build positive self-identity. Children develop a healthy sense of who they are, including pride in their cultural, racial, family, and personal identity. Number two, foster respect for differences. It helps children understand and value diversity in race, culture, gender, ability, family structure, and more. Number three, encourage empathy and fairness. Teaching fairness from an early age promotes social emotional development and empathy towards others. Develops critical thinking. Kids learn to recognize unfairness and bias in their world and begin to question stereotypes or exclusions. How does this topic impact children in the early childhood setting? This topic impacts children in early childhood setting by shaping how they see themselves and others. It helps them feel safe and valued for who they are, build confidence in their identity and background, learn how to respect differences in race, culture, ability, and family, recognizing unfairness like teasing or exclusion, practice kindness and fairness in their everyday life.
So next is growing together. So how teachers and families build stronger learning connections. This is most important, I feel, in anti-bias approach, because if there is a connection in between teacher and families, then there should be a growth in the kids. I feel that. So, how teachers promote family learning and growth in a way that it reflects a deep understanding of families' cultural practices, listening and learning from families about their traditions, values, and ways of doing things. So, when sometimes the kids that drop up and pick up, or sometimes we are facing the families, so it's a good way to ask them and talk with them nicely and ask about their culture, know try to know about their families' values, and so that we can implement that in our curriculums to be biased, anti-biased with the way, including cultural practices in the classroom like songs. In that way also, we can know what are the songs in their cultures they're listening or playing. We can do that in the classroom, and we can read the stories. We can tell the parents to bring some foods, and we can tell other kids to participate and try to test other cultures foods also in that way, and celebrate their cultures also, avoiding assumptions, so that we can try to ask open-ended questions to the parents, and it shows some genuine curiosity. Builds on family strengths, recognizing each family's unique skills such as storytelling, cooking, problem solving, or community involvement. Some families are good in cooking, some families are good in reading a story, and some families are good in solving problems. So we can call them in sometimes to the classroom, so that they will show their curiosity to the kids also, so their cultures to the kids also. Involving families as partners in learning, inviting them to share their knowledge or help with projects. So some families are good in sharing their knowledge, so we can call them to our classrooms, tell them to tell about their cultures, so that the kids will know different type of things what's going in other cultures also. Celebrating progress together, focusing on what families do well and how they support their child's growth. So strategies what teachers should implement in the classroom. I feel create culturally responsive learning environment. That means we can read about book about some cultures, some kids. We can show them some visuals, some materials that implement and that reflect the families in the programs, and encourage anti-bias conversation. When children notice some differences, they ask lots of questions. So I feel when the kids are asking lots of questions, we should not avoid that questions. We should be respectful to that questions, and we should explain that questions what they want to know. Design inclusive curriculum, incorporate themes of identity, diversity, and community throughout the year, not just during the cultural holidays. Not only the cultural, we should not celebrate only the cultural holidays. Throughout the year, if possible, we can call them and we can celebrate their things also. Professional reflection and development, teachers must examine their own biases, engaging in ongoing training and seek feedback from families and colleagues. Establish partnership with families, co-create learning goals, hold family workshops on anti-bias strategies, and encourage the families to contribute ideas to the curriculum. So that when we are creating some curriculum, we are focusing on one type of curriculum. But if we ask families some questions and try to incorporate that things inside our curriculum, then it should be good for all types of kids also.
Okay, next we have is home is where it starts, building anti-bias habits together. To me, this is important because as the kids are at their own homes, they're getting exposed to different things, and as we pay attention to them and focus on what they're on doing on their iPads and the things that they're exposed to, this helps us help them create anti-biased approach and not just go off of what they're seeing at home on the internet. Strategies for families to use at home to support their children is to model respect, show kindness and fairness to everyone, no matter their background. Read diverse books, choose stories with characters from different races, cultures, and abilities. Talk about differences, celebrate what makes people unique, and talk openly about fairness, and speak up. Gently correct stereotypes or unfair comments when you hear them. Strategies for family to use at home to support their children when and what they should avoid when trying to support an anti-bias approach is ignoring differences. Saying things like we're all the same can dismiss uniqueness and identities and experiences. Avoiding staying silent, not speaking up about bias can teach kids it's okay to ignore unfairness. Avoid only showing one perspective, stick to stories that media reflects many voices and cultures, and avoid brushing off hard questions. Kids need honest, age-appropriate answers to understand the world, which I feel as that's important because as they see these things on the internet or within their textbooks, they're just getting straight knowledge that is either correct or incorrect, and they ask questions, and saying things like as, oh, you don't need to learn that right now, and things like that is not as important because then they get the wrong idea, and then it's like the whole circle restarts again. And that's all for us. Thank you.